I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
And I am Tayo Salam.
All right, on the program this morning, we have 22 players in Eagles camp, but then Ighalo, that's talking about the Super Eagles top striker or the main man of the team with the absence of Emmanuel Dennis and, of course, Victor Osimhen. He's yet to arrive camp, and the reports that he may not be part of the Super Eagles squad because of club issues.
Club commitments are very not great news concerning the Super Eagles preparations for the 2021 AFCON, which is going to start in 5 days. So Ighalo is now amongst the 22 Eagles currently in camp in Abuja preparing for that tournament. Also on the program this time around, we're talking English Premier League football, where João Moutinho scored very late on to stun Manchester United at Old Trafford, earning Wolves their first victory in that part of the world for the first time in about 40 years.
Since 1980,
thereabout,
right? It's been a long time since they were able to get a win at Old Trafford. And now they did that. And of course, for Wolves, they haven't played a game since December 19th. Their first game since that time, they stunned Manchester United. Also on the program now, this is an interesting one because the team with the worst record in the NBA actually upset the defending champions, Milwaukee Bucks. Who could have thought about this?
Yeah, nobody. What a win for Detroit. Worst record in the NBA before this game, dispatching the Milwaukee Bucks with all their top 3 players in the lineup.
The third time you're having all of them this season, and the third time they're all losing. Okay, the good news.
What's the good news?
No good news at all. Okay, Jordan Wara was not part of the losers.
Come on,
nice.
That's supposed to be a good news.
Okay.
All right, guys.
We'll start out with the NBA, of course. And Tayo, you have all the results. Before we talk about our star games for today, we have 2 star games, right?
Yes.
The Nets Grizzlies is another game.
That's another gets us talking.
Yes, of course. So we'll go with all the results.
First of all, starting with the Rockets against the 76ers, it ended 133-113 in favor of Philadelphia. Joel Embiid with 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists in that victory. Elsewhere, the Wizards prevailed over the Charlotte Hornets 124-121. Kyle Kuzma was the star of the show for Washington, recording 36 points and 14 rebounds. In our star games, one of our star games, the Memphis Grizzlies defeated the Brooklyn Nets 118-104. We'll come back to that game shortly. Let's move on to the Bulls and the Magic. It ended 102-98 in favor of Chicago. DeMar DeRozan scoring 29 points, while Zach LaVine added 27 points as the Bulls won for the 8th straight time. The second star game for the show is between the Bucks and the Pistons, where we had our upset of the night, which ended 115-106 in favor of Detroit. We'll be coming back to that game as well. Let's move on to the Pelicans and the Jazz. Expectedly, the Utah Jazz prevailed 115-104. Donovan Mitchell with 29 points as the Utah Jazz extended their road winning streak to 9 games. What a run the Utah Jazz are on at the moment. The Mavericks were victorious against the Denver Nuggets 103-89. Luka Doncic with 21 points and also matching a season high 15 assists as Dallas prevailed in that game. The Warriors were winners over the Miami Heat 115-108. Jordan Poole scoring 32 points off the bench in that victory for the Dubs. It was the Blazers prevailing over the Atlanta Hawks 136-131 despite a career night for Trae Young, who scored 56 points. Wasn't enough as ATL fell to the Portland Trail Blazers. And last but not the least, the Timberwolves were winners against the LA Clippers, who are severely undermanned. Was Minnesota led by Anthony Edwards with 28 points, lead 6 players in double figures as they got that impressive victory over the LA Clippers to end a 3-game losing streak. So that's it for the results. For you, time to focus on the upset of the night between the team with the worst record in the NBA prior to this
Replaced by
game.
Orlando Magic right now.
Yeah, that's what I said prior to this game, taking down the defending champions.
Down, I love that.
Complete with Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday. Didn't matter on the day because a certain guy, Sadiq B, who's been obviously very good lately, scored a career-high 34 points to lift Detroit to that 115-106 victory. This particular victory now, Cecilia has improved their record. I don't know, improved, yeah, that's what
improved their record.
7-28.
7-28.
Yeah,
This
so
is
I
their
guess it's
sixth
still
win of the
improved.
season and 28 losses. Improved them, of course.
That's what it is, literally.
Funny enough, before this game also, the defending champions were actually on a 6-game winning streak.
Exactly.
So this matchup was, it wasn't even debatable because in 2019, the Milwaukee Bucks had a 4-game sweep over the Detroit Pistons. That was 2019. And of course, you check the whole matchup they've had. 12 consecutive regular season matchups they've gotten, and they've won by a margin of 16.7 points. So it shows how good they are.
Yeah,
but tonight, none of those stats matters at all.
Exactly. Stats don't play basketball. On the night, they did not show up, and that's why they were sucker punched by the Detroit Pistons, who were just 7-28.
I think the only person who showed up on the night was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, he had 31.10 rebounds and 7 assists. Drew Holiday had 29. Bobby Portis had 12 and 14 rebounds. Middleton, 10 points. Yes, Chris Middleton, 10 points on the night.
No, great night for the Bucks, but it was a fantastic night for the Detroit Pistons and their coach, Dwayne Casey.
It really was. The guys shared the ball with 31 assists. And at the end of it, we made shots. We made 18 threes, 18 for 43. That was the difference in the game. It was such a differential in the free throw attempts that we had to make it up some way, and we did with the three-point shooting. It's sad to say this. He was doing the same thing when he started the year. Those shots, just for whatever reason, were not going in. You can look at his shot attempts early, same side steps, same plays, same spot ups. Sometimes guys need to see it go through the basket. And I think that's what helped his confidence and belief in his shot, that he hadn't forgot how to shoot the ball.
As Dwayne Casey, the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, obviously delighted with that very unlikely victory against the defending champions, the Milwaukee Bucks. Talking about the defending champion, like we said, Giannis Antetokounmpo had a fantastic game, almost had a triple-double, but it wasn't enough on the night as the Bucks went down to the Detroit Pistons. Let's get his post-game thoughts.
Of course, they can do better. I think they did a great job just shooting the ball. They were making shots. You just got to give them credit. You're not like going to a game, you know who you're going to take the risk from. And some nights, the guys that you kind of try to be more active of and be in the paint and help and, show crowd and rebound. Those are the guys that punish you. But I think they did a great job just moving the ball, finding the upper guy, knocking down shots, not letting us get momentum. They played well. They played really well.
All right.
Yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously downbeat. You could tell from the way it was sounding. Not very happy in the manner in which they lost that game, despite scoring 31 points, grabbing 10 rebounds, and dishing out 7 assists. Anyways, it's one of those things in the NBA.
It happens,
we get to see some of these results from time to time. So the Bucks will, of course, they'll be fine.
Remember how the Houston Rockets stunned Chicago Bulls?
There you go. So these things
15
happen.
15 games losing run or 18 or thereabouts?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah, we're counting.
Yeah, 15. Yeah. So let's see what this victory does for the Detroit Pistons going forward.
I think it's a step up here, according to the coach. A step up from the bottom, from the basement that they were in.
Yes.
In the Eastern Conference.
Right,
the Nets will get us talking right now because Ja Morant, he's back and he's scoring. When he's back at full speed, you know that any team that is facing him, if they are not top-notch, it's hard to beat the Grizzlies.
Yes.
And that's what happened in the game against the Nets because he put up 36 points on the night.
Wow, what a victory for the Memphis Grizzlies. That win, as a matter of fact, is now 5 in a row for them. They went into Brooklyn and absolutely bloodied Kevin Durant, James Harden, and the rest of their teammates. 36 big points on the night for Ja Morant. Of course, he's running back. His running mate, Desmond Bain, scored Nigeria connection, so we'll be excited about that one. He was awesome as well, too, scoring 29 points in that victory over the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, the Nets, it's not been a great few games for them now because they've now lost 3 in a row. And
that hardly happened when you have the 2 big boys
playing. Exactly. But the good news is the third big the final piece of the big 3, Kyrie is on his way back. Perhaps his comeback will help
to fill it up.
Yeah, his comeback will help the Nets return to winning ways again. Anyways, let's start off by getting the post-game thoughts are coming from the winners on the night, Desmond Bain and Ja Morant.
I mean, obviously, I think both of us are workhorses. You know, I mean, we both come in with a chip on our shoulder, and you know, we got good chemistry off the court as well. So that makes it you know, easy when you're playing with somebody that you like. You know, I love seeing Ja do well, and you know, he's cheering me on the same way. So we got good chemistry, and you know, I'm glad to be in the backcourt with him.
I mean, you know, those guys are one of the best to ever play the game. Obviously, you know, being able to go out there and, you know, compete with guys at, you know, that level is definitely special. You know, definitely give you a lot of confidence going into, you know, any other game. And I just try to be myself. Just try to go out there and, you know, do what I do on the floor. Try to, you know, put my team in position to win.
Ja Morant, I don't know why Cecilia is laughing. Ja Morant ensuring putting his team in a position to win a ball game, and that's exactly what they did. With the way Ja is playing now since coming back, Cecilia is definitely going to be an all-star this season.
Obviously, I mean,
why are you laughing?
No, because of what he said. Since he came here, he's been saying that they deserve more respect.
Yeah.
So with this, I think everyone will have to respect them.
Yeah, but the thing about sports is you've got to earn your respect.
Yeah, they're earning it right now. 5 of the players were on double digits, which is really huge. And take a look at what they did to Kevin Durant. 26 points, 8 for 24 shooting from the field, including 2 for 8 from 3-point range. That's KD.
Yeah,
so if they could do that to him, so show them some respect. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely,
so
but you got to earn it, and that's what they're doing. So fair play to
James Harden,
Ja Morant.
19 points, 5 for 14 shooting.
There you go. Both superstars.
We're headed down by those boys.
Enduring poor shooting nights. Of course, they're understandably not very happy following that loss. Let's listen to James Harden and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, we're not hanging our hats on the defensive end. Our offenses, we're making it more difficult just because we're not getting as many stops as we need to defensively. And you know, that's the game right there. You know, I think earlier we were focused on defense, we were getting stops, and then it made our offense that much easier. And we haven't been doing that as of lately, and you know, we've been struggling.
Yeah, just the starts, bad starts. Down 21-10, 15-7. That's just good momentum for them. I mean, tonight I think I deflated. I think I took too many shots to start the game, and I think I took too many shots in the first half, which kind of threw my team off a bit. Trying to find, you know, my rhythm. I feel like I got away from the offensive game plan a little bit, and I think that might have hurt us more than anything.
Kevin Durant visibly very frustrated by the Nets in the manner in which they lost against the Memphis Grizzlies, 8 for 24. It's very, very poor shooting night. For KD, it was good to see him admit as well too that he kind of had a hand in the way they lost that game. That's what you expect of your superstars holding themselves accountable for victories or losses, as the case might be. All right, so before we leave the NBA, let's take a look at the top performers. All of the guys that stood out for their teams in the NBA, starting with Trae Young. Cecilia, how do you score 56 points, your career high, and you end up on the losing side?
Losing night.
That's the story of Trae Young. Too bad. Let's move on next to Anthony Simmons. I heard that name. Yeah, keep an eye on him, definitely.
On him, right?
For the Portland Trail Blazers, taking full advantage of the absence of some of their star players. 43 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. Next up is Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole, of course, is now back to the bench. Scored 32 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists for the Warriors in their victory as well. Let's move on quickly to Sadiq B. We've done Anthony Simmons already. We're going on to Sadiq B of the Detroit Pistons. What a night. 34, 8, and 4 in the win over the Milwaukee Bucks. In the upset win over the Milwaukee Bucks. Must be said, Giannis in the same game, 10-1, 10, and 7. Not enough.
Not enough. All right.
Let's move on, Cecilia, to Ja Morant.
That's 6, and 8.
Yes, take a bow wherever you are, young man. It's definitely going to be an all-star this season. Next up is Kyle Kuzma, Cecilia's one of Cecilia's favorites from the Lakers back in the days. 36, 14, and 6 for the Wizards.
Lakers, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah,
right
what
now.
were they thinking?
What were they thinking? Okay, Joel Embiid is the last one, 37, 15, and 10. Triple-double he had on the night from
MVP,
the NBA.
MVP.
Okay, that's it for the NBA. Now we're moving straight to the Super Eagles camp in Abuja. And Femi Raji, the media officer, will be joining us to tell us more. We know that 22 players are now in camp. Likes of Ighalo, Kelechi, and Nacho still being expected. But we've read into most of the contingent from the UK and are in camp right now. 22 players. That's the report we're getting from the media officers. He's going to give us updates on that and what exactly is happening at the Super Eagles camp. Femi Raji, good morning. It's good to have you join us, and Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, good morning, Cecilia. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. What's going on with Super Eagles camp?
All right, good.
Okay, all right.
Breakfast is ongoing as we speak right now.
Okay.
And we've got 23 players. We've got 23 players
23
right
now. Great.
Kelechi Iheanacho has arrived. He's in camp right now too. So, so far we've got all 4 goalkeepers. Francis Uzoho is here having breakfast. John Noble is taking his breakfast too. Daniel Akpe is having breakfast as well. We also have Maduka Okoye here taking his breakfast. Defenders Chidozie Awazin are very, very much present in camp as we speak. Talking about Awazin, they will also have the likes of Kenneth Omeru, Semi Ajayi, William Ekong is having his breakfast as we speak right now. I'm talking about the man called Olaoluwa is also here. Zaidu Sanusi present here. Olisanda is having breakfast as we speak. Frank Onyeka is here. Wilfred Ndidi is here. Chidera Ijuke is present here. Kelechi Nwakali. And then we have captain of the team, Ahmed Musa, who's right here. We have Henry Onyekuru, Kelechi Iheanacho. We have Moses Simon, Sadiq Umar, Taiwa Woni, Alex Iwobi, Peter Olayinka are present here in camp. All these players are in camp as we speak. We expect later today, Jamilu Collins, Sharon Eboy, Joe Aribo, Samuel Chukwueze, and we also expect Ojon Judigalo.
Okay.
5 players left.
Okay, interesting. 23 players in camp, so we're expecting 5 more to join, and you just mentioned those 5 players, including Ighalo. There's stories going around that the club may not let him come because they want him to stay with them and win the title. Right now, they're second on the table, and of course, before Ighalo has scored 11 goals this season, and 11 goals in 15 matches. So do you think it's going to come? What's the true story concerning Ighalo? Because, I mean, he's a very fantastic player, dedicated, usually arrive camp very early. But with what's going on, everyone is asking questions. Will he be part of the squad or not?
Well, definitely we are very hopeful he'll be part of the squad. I remember Ighalo in that interview he gave NFF TV when he came for the game against Cape Verde in Tangier, playing against Liberia. He made mention of something. He talked about his deal with Al Shabaab. He said one of the things he told them was he was already retired from international football and everything, but they allowed him come back then because it was the international window. things were free. But he's been scoring goals. And although he gave his commitment that he will come, that's why he was included in the list, rightly included in the list, well deserved in the list. But most times it's about compromise, appealing to the team. So I guess he wants to come and play. He's been talking to his team, appealing with his team that please let's just do this, and we're very hopeful we will have him right here. Yeah, the good thing is the heart is here, and he wants to come and play. We are happy he wants to come and play. If it works out fine, if it doesn't, we still move on. But the good thing is we all know we're very hopeful we will have Ighalo alongside the 4 other players we expect to be in camp.
Interesting. Raj, we need to take a breather. When we come back, we're going to ask you when the Super Eagles will be leaving camp and the others are expected today, if they're going to be in camp today. Just a moment. We'll take a time out now and we'll be back to you shortly. All right, Femi Raji is still here before we free him for breakfast time. Femi, when will the team be leaving?
Tomorrow. We depart Abuja tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. And hopefully we'll get one training session before we leave. There will be an official press conference today. The press conference will be after lunch at 1:45 p.m. It will be basically virtual. It will be streamed live via NFF's official channels. Of course, our colleagues in the media will have a way to ask questions via the official platforms we've created to make sure we still connect very well with our colleagues and team. So there will be an official press conference of 1:45 where questions will be asked about the entire team and everything. And that will be the final presser before the team departs for Garua tomorrow. It's just a 45-minute trip, so we will get to take off in the night and then arrive Garua and continue preparations from there.
All right, Femi, thank you so much for giving us the update this morning. We're happy that 23 players are right now in camp. Maybe at the end of today, we should be having all 28 players in camp, including Ighalo, who is eager to play for the nation, but the club is a bit tricky right now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Cecilia.
All right, Tayo, yes.
Yeah. So there you go.
I love that sigh. I mean, because you have 23. We're thinking, what's going to happen to Coach Austin Eguavoen? I mean, you're interim, and then you were given a job then the next day players are trickling in. Like you have one today, then maybe that will be waiting. Do we have more? Like as of yesterday when we learned that Maduka Okoye was in camp, who is going to join next? It was not late in the evening. Captain is in camp, but right now. We have like 7 stormy camps, so to speak, that I'm using their language right now.
Storming indeed. Anyways, it's been far from ideal preparations. Yeah. When we had 13 players in camp, you have to consider the fact that you had 4 goalkeepers.
Do you understand?
I mean,
and then take out the 4, so you just have only 10
outfield players. So what are you supposed to do with that? Of course,
have a full training session. Not even up to 11.
There you go. It's not even up to a full lineup. So it's been a very, very tough, situation for Augustine Eguavoen. But then, it is what it is. It's good to have the players in camp now. 23 of them. Hopefully, by the end of today, we have a full house. We just saw Chidera Ejuke. In that shot, it seems to be a crowd favorite at the moment. I guess because of his playing style. It's quite exciting to watch. Also good to see the captain in camp as well. So Ahmed Musa, I was wondering why he wasn't in camp all this while. I mean, he's supposed to lead by example. That's why the captain should have been the first in camp.
That's it.
Especially when he's been cited in Nigeria and stuff like that. So that's quite disappointing now coming from the captain. But he's in camp now. We've got to look forward. And looking forward, it's all about having the remaining 5 players arriving camp today, including Ighalo. But I've got a problem with Ighalo. He said they're hopeful, right? So we know the situation right now. The club is not, ready. To release him. So they're appealing, they're doing all of those things, and they need to sort that out as soon as possible. Because if
5 days.
5 days to go, and if Ighalo is not going to make it, he's going to need a replacement. Like, do you get like ASAP? So they need to sort it out as soon as possible.
You've submitted your final list already.
There you go.
If you're having a replacement,
they've got alternates, right? Is there an alternate list where they can pick players from?
Okay,
Yes.
that's the question we'll be asking at a press conference later today.
Anyways.
Because you might have to pay a fine or something, because I know it's always hard when you have your 28, not 23, because of COVID and every other thing, you now have opportunity of having 28 players.
Anyways,
So,
the point I'm trying to make is this situation has got to be resolved as soon as possible. The coach has to know ASAP if he's going to be banking on the services of Ighalo at the AFCON, especially with the absences of Victor Osimhen and Emmanuel Dennis already. I mean, can you imagine the coach not even being sure?
Your top 3 strikers, I mean, your out-and-out strikers, you don't have any of them. So you're going to rely on Taiwo Awoniyi. More like it, Oyenkuru and Peter Olayinka. Those are the guys who also play as strikers. Okay. Now, expected, the players, let me just read out again. The players being expected today. You have Jamil Collins of Paderborn in Germany. He's still not here. Louis Jamalingo is on break. Tyrone Ebue, also elite call-up from Venezia, Italy. He's still not in camp. Joseph Aribo from Glasgow, Scotland, still not in camp. Samuel Chukwueze of Villarreal, still not in camp.
Yeah, they played yesterday.
Ighalo is the last one we're expecting. So the latest players have arrived, because we learned about 13 yesterday. The latest that we have in camp right now, as the media officer said, we just run through them again. You have the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho has arrived camp. Ndidi has arrived camp. You have the likes of, just go through the William Troost Ekong also have arrived camp. Kenneth Omeri is in camp. Shemi Ajayi is in camp. And Frank Onyeka, Kelechi Wankali, they are in camp right now. So that's it. Okay, so you just have a 23. It goes, okay, confirmation of what you have there. Maduka Okoye, Zaidu Sanusi, Moses Simon, Francis Zoh, Henry Yekuru, Peter Lainka. These are the players that we talked about before that in our camp. But the ones that have joined them, the latest one that we're talking about, you have the likes of Wilfred Ndidi, Kenneth Omeru, William Troost Ekong, Shemi Ajayi, Ola, Shemi Ajayi, what did I stop? So many, right?
Anyways, Cecilia is good. Not ideal, but
Alex Iwobi, okay.
Not ideal, but then we got to move on. We got to move on. Hopefully, by the end of today, it's a full house and they can't go. It's not a good situation at all for the coach, and I'm just wondering how he's going to navigate all of this. Issues. It's just very, very bad. But for Ighalo, maybe by today we should, during the presser, we should have a clearer picture of his availability or not. And so the coach can move on and start planning with perhaps Taiwo Awoniyi, because I was very sure when Osimhen and Dennis pulled out that Ighalo was going to lead the Eagles' attack as the most senior, most experienced, but it's not even in camp now.
But right now, Taiwo Awoniyi may just lead that. But let's wait. At the end of today, we should know if Ighalo will be coming on. He played on Saturday and even scored. So 11 goes in 15 games. That's fantastic, a good return. So it's someone you rightly need right now with the experience and the fact that he's fully fit and he's scoring goals. So he's a player that everyone wants in camp right now to lead the attack of the Super Eagles. But in his absence, you're going to have the youngsters. Taiwo Awoniyi, he's young. The experience not much there.
Not been to the AFCON.
He hasn't been to AFCON.
Couple of caps.
Peter Lainka, how many times has he even played for Nigeria? And of course, you're going to add Henry Yekuru. So Henry Yekuru was at the last AFCON, but he didn't really play. He barely played. Yeah. So now you're going to be having these players leading your attack. Kelechi Iheanacho wasn't at the last one, so Iheanacho can also play as a striker, but you wouldn't want Kelechi Iheanacho to lead your attack.
But we know that's not his best position.
That's not his best position, because we know that. It's good when he plays behind the striker. But from all indication, Eguavan said he was having a sleepless night when he got his job trying to bring out the list. But right now, I don't even know he's going to sleep at all, because this is not funny. I just hope and pray that, well, Saudi Arabian team, Al Shabaab, will release Ighalo to play for his country. He's eager to play. He wants to play. But will the club release him or not? Later today, we'll definitely find out and see what Austin Eguavan will do and how he will be able to put up a team together that can at least maybe get to, I don't know, semi-finals or finals.
Cecilia, what you should do and what most Nigerians should do is just to, relax and
relax and just enjoy the AFCON.
Don't expect too much from the Super Eagles, and perhaps they can go on and surprise surprise us at the tournament, and that's the approach I am taking going into Cameroon. I'm not having very high expectations for the Super Eagles because of the situation, as well as so many great teams as well coming to the AFCON. But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. 2013, when Nigeria won, they were one of the favorites, and they went on to win Nigeria's third AFCON title. So you never say never. Football, anything can happen in this beautiful game of ours. Let's move on from the Super Eagles now to the Falconets. Their own list is out as well too. They're trying to qualify for the Under-20 World Cup, and the coach has now released a 26-woman list. Yeah, 26 players he has released. Just the regular players, because they're resuming camp tomorrow for the doubleheader against Cameroon. First, they'll be away in Cameroon before they'll come to Lagos and play. We'll just quickly run through the players. The other girls, you know, remember how many goals they've scored? 15 so far in the games they've played. They were supposed to play DR Congo later, but Congo didn't turn up after being beaten 4-0. They didn't travel to Nigeria at all. There you have the roster. for the women. Chidima Nkiruka of Edo Queens goalkeeper, Nelly AK of Sunshine Queens, ENA Etim, and of course Omoni Mole. These are the goalkeepers. For the defenders, you have Rufiat Imuran of Rivers Angels, Jumoke Alani, Murutayo Ezekiel, Oluwatosin, the man that's the skipper of the team, Omowumi Shobukola. I also have Oluwabumi Oladimeji. Oladeji Oluchi, she's also part of the team. Chidima Oguchi, she's also there. Deborah Abiodun, also part of the squad. And in midfield, you have Basira Tamao of Nasarawa Maisons. You have Esther Oyenezeze of Robo Queens. Yina Adu of Nasarawa. Onoalakbo Yusuf is also part of the team. Chinyere Kalu also there. And of course, a forward, Joy Jerry, Messi Doko, the goal scorer. She scored about 6 goals so far in the team. Flourish Sebastian is also part of the squad. Taiwolawa is also there. Precious Vincent, Blessing Okpe, Chiamaka Okwachuku, and Amarachi Oyenekwe, also part of the team. These are the players that will be playing against Cameroon. The first leg will be on the 23rd of this month. Of course, the return leg will be a fortnight later, and that will be in Lagos. There you go. So, Cecilia, after this obviously, round, carry on.
So after this round of qualifiers, they have one more to play, and that will be either Senegal or Morocco. Depends on the outcome of the results coming from there.
So obviously it's getting tougher as they progress through the qualifying rounds. They've had it fairly easy in the first two qualifiers. But Cameroon obviously is going to be a lot more sterner test, but the Falconets, of course, you'd expect them to get the job done. All things being equal, preparations are being on point, motivation being on point for the girls. You expect them to do the job against Cameroon, but it's certainly going to be very, very, very tough. And we'll see. Looking forward to those 2 games against Cameroon. All right, let's move on with the show now. We're still talking football, but this time around, time to talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League. 3 games concluded the match day 4 round yesterday. We have the results of those games for you, starting with Gombe United thrashing Lobby Stars by 3-0. The match between Abia Warriors and Kwara United ended 1 apiece, while Shooting Stars eventually got the first win of the season with a 1-0 win over Katsina United. We're seeing highlights coming from that game right there. Cecilia, I said it yesterday that it was very important, very imperative for Shooting Stars to get their first 3 points of the season, and that's exactly what they've done. 1-0 is enough, and they can start to find a way to build on that going forward. Cecilia?
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I love the stadium. Yes, it was.
I mean, look at the fans.
Look at the fans as well. Turning up, and that's what we were talking about. That's the goal right there. And for Shooting Stars, the first win of the season, they had the first draws and then the loss, and now they finally got a win, and that actually helped them in 4 games, 5 points. Not good enough, but then at least they're not rooted to the bottom like the likes of Sunshine Stars, MFM, Katsina, and Heartland, Niger Tornadoes, and the like. So they're a little bit better than them. Even Lobby Stars, you check their position. Lobby Stars also, this season not looking good. 5 points from 4 matches. Dobraye obviously is not having it easy at all. Because the game against Gombe, all the goals were scored in the second half. They held them goalless in the first half. The second half, somehow, they opened up.
Well, Cecilia, look at the fans. Look at the fans that have come out.
Now, for those people talking about people don't watch MPFL, there you have this.
No, I mean, for those people, fair enough to them, they don't get to see a lot of it, but this is different. It's
because
shooting stars.
They are back in the Premier League, and the fans are back at the stadium.
Look at that.
This is impressive.
Amazing.
I hope there was ticketing, right?
Well,
so
that's another matter entirely.
And not free. Don't throw the stadium open. Don't throw the gates open. I mean, collect some cash and make money out of it and get some merchandise.
Look at that guy. He's excited to see himself on the camera. Look at that.
This is what I want to see. Good game on MPFL. I mean, just having everyone, men, women, children, everyone come to the stadium, just enjoy themselves. Now, Tyrese, what do you have noticed that this game was played on a Monday? I mean, that's need. As a journalist right there. It's a good one that you're having the fans coming to watch Shooting Stars. And of course, the good news, the good thing for these fans is the fact that they won. And they were playing against a side. Katsina United, yes, Katsina not having it good this season, but no matter what,
it doesn't really
getting
matter.
that victory,
it doesn't matter
the fans will obviously be happy. And their first win of the season right there at home. The fans coming out to watch them, and this is really impressive, and no crowd trouble, nothing. And these are the pictures we always want to see in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Go to the stadium, watch your team, support them. I mean, buy their jersey, just allow them make some few cash, and the players, of course, will get paid, and the league will just get better. Simple, right?
Great win. Yeah, fantastic for Shooting Stars. We're also seeing pictures coming from Nassau United and Aqua United.
Yeah, Aqua Harden lost their first game of the season.
They lost, we talked about that yesterday.
That's crappy goal they conceded. What a way to concede a goal right there.
The celebrations are right there from the Nassau United
player. You know what it means, because the champions are in town. They haven't, before this game, they haven't lost, and you're thinking they're coming to town. What's going to happen? But somehow, Nassau
there you
United
go. That's a yellow.
Of course,
I bet it doesn't mind.
It doesn't mind at all. It's scoring against the champions.
They just called it because of the defending champs. And a second goal again. Terrible defending and goalkeeping from Aqua United.
You're playing against Nassau United, who happens to be a very, very top side, who score goals as if it's going out of fashion, and then you're losing like this. It's not. I think the defense just wasn't good enough. That's what. Yeah,
good win for Nassau United. So that's it for the Nigerian Professional Football League match day 4 is now complete.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's go back and hear what the coaches have had to say about that particular result between Nassau and Aqua United.
3 draws and 1 win. I think it's a good beginning. The most difficult thing sometimes in football is if you are losing and losing and losing, you may be asking yourself, where did you get it wrong? But if you are getting draw and winning, you are establishing the more, and you continue to refresh and go ahead.
I think they came out stronger because they needed the victory and they got it. They were fighting team better than us in the second half, and so they've gotten the 3 points. There's no ground that's difficult for Aqua United. If they go there, they want to go and play. They will go there and fight for the 3 points too as well.
Difficult ground, fighting for all the points. But right now, if you look at the table, it's too early, right?
Way too early.
Remo Stars are top of the team after 4 games, 8 points, followed by Rivers United, who also yet to lose the season, for 8 points also. And Rangers followed by Kwara, and then Aqua United now 5th on the log, 4 games and 7 points. Nassau, of course, follow behind. That's after Wiki. They also 4 games, 6 points. Yes, it's early, but if you start so early and you're winning all your games at home, then away maybe getting a draw. Somehow you are favorites to win the league. That was what Aqua United did last season. It worked so well for them. So if Remo Stars continue the way they started the season, if they don't get tired with Benga Ogumbote in charge, well,
are you suggesting in any shape or form that Remo Stars are going to be title contenders? Really?
I just said if they continue the way they started, because they're picking points away from home and they're winning their home games.
It's way too early.
Yeah, it's too early, right?
They've drawn at home as well already. So it's way too early.
Too early. So I should stop talking.
4 games. Anyways, that's it for the Nigerian Professional Football League. Of course, Match day 5. We can't wait for that one as well. You can stick with us on Channel Sports this morning for highlights and action and reaction coming from those games. Let's move on now to the Premier League and talk to you about Manchester United and Wolves, where there was a Wolf attack at Old Trafford. Wolves, courtesy João Moutinho, scoring late on to stun Manchester United to earn their first victory at Old Trafford.
You know what was going through my mind when I was watching this game? I was looking at all the players from Wolves and, of course, some from United and also the coach, the opposition coach. More like a Portuguese reunion.
That's what it is.
You're looking at Bruno Fernandes from United when he joined Ronaldo. Okay, 2 players from Portugal, right there. They're top stars. They're captain and assistant captain, top stars on the other side. They're playing against the players who they usually tell this is how you play. So all of them, João Moutinho and the likes and the coach, everyone just like.
But we've always known
by the end of the day,
to be loaded with the Portuguese talent. Mason Greenwood, I thought was all right. Wasn't very effective. Ralph Rangnick. Question marks already.
Question mark. 5 games, he couldn't just go on a run.
Couldn't. And this
honeymoon has been over.
Yeah, honeymoon is of course is over. This happens to be their toughest opposition since he came, and they've ended up losing it. So they didn't pass that very tough test. We've seen them beat bottom sides, but when there's been a step up in opposition like the Wolves we're seeing now, they obviously fumbled, and the coach obviously is not a very delighted man. Ralph Rangnick, the professor, when he came, a lot was said about how great this man is. I was the godfather of game pressing. A lot of glowing tributes about this man, even though he hasn't really achieved much at the highest level. This is what he has to say, Cecilia.
Yeah, he says, we didn't play well at all. Of course, neither individually nor collectively. The goal we conceded was one or too many this season, where Moutinho could shoot completely unmarked with no problems or pressure at all. Therefore, we are very disappointed about the result, but also about parts of our performance.
There you go.
Yeah, performance was woeful.
It's woeful. All those players did not cover themselves
in glory at all. Or the ones that were on the field of play on the night. All right, we need to go on a break. After that, we still have so much more to talk about in sport this morning. All right, welcome back. For Manchester United, where the fans obviously were not happy about the result. And Tayo was asking, just talking about the fact that this is a professor known for pressing game. And we didn't see that pressing from United, because that's how Moutinho had all the time in the world to really, no pressure, nothing on him at all, being able to score. And then you ask the question. He actually said he was going to get a psychologist for the team. We don't know if we've gotten that. Maybe the team, they've gotten that, right?
Yeah,
okay, they've gotten a psychologist right now. So what's he telling the players? Why didn't we see that high-pressing football? Because Wolves dominated United as if it was not at Old Trafford.
Exactly. It wasn't a smash and grab. Cecilia, the first half, they were absolutely the best team on the park. They should have scored a lot.
United were not even creating chances at all. And I was asking, what was Bruno Fernandes doing on the bench?
Yeah, well, that's the decision of the coach. But regardless of whether Bruno was on the pitch or not, the team that started the game should be good enough to win. To give a good game against Wolves. First half, Wolves were simply sensational. Of course, their problems well documented this season. They don't score a lot of goals, and they missed the chances that they had. David De Gea making a couple of smart saves as well. In the second half, United got better, must be said. Obviously, there was a tweak to the system. United got better, started to, didn't really create a lot. The best chance that they created should have been a goal. Bruno.
Yes.
Point blank range, should have scored that, but not hitting the bar.
And if you check, the chances started coming in when he came on. So that's what I was asking the question.
These things happen. Coaches make decisions in terms of personnel, and they're going to have to correct it during the game. And that's what happened with Bruno Fernandes. After the match, Luke Shaw's come out to question United's intensity and motivation. Like, seriously?
I'm like, Luke Shaw, really?
Like, seriously? You're playing for Manchester United and you're having motivation issues? That's ridiculous. Very. It takes me back to a few years ago when Jose was in charge. Jose Mourinho was the easy target then when he was having issues with the attitude of a lot of those players, including Luke Shaw, and Paul Pogba was definitely one of them then. And 4 or 5 years down the line now, we're still seeing the same issues. United still look like a bang average side even with all the world stars, all the all-star players that they have in the team. So obviously, Jose has been vindicated yet again, and United, I wonder where they're going to go from here now, because with the way they're playing Cecilia, they won't get the top four like this.
And another thing is, I mean, for the fans who don't like Harry Maguire, yes, he didn't play.
Yeah.
Phil Jones, I mean, first time in 2 years, I can't remember. I thought he had left United.
Yeah,
I knew he was still there.
Shocker.
Now, I mean, he's made his first appearance since 712 days. January 2020, that was the last time he played for United. And now this is 2020. He finally played for United. And he literally gave the assist because he headed the ball right on the feet of Jean Moutinho. And trust him, he wouldn't want to miss anything from there.
I feel for Phil Jones because we know it's been the butt of jokes for a lot of Manchester United fans. Don't understand how Phil Jones is still a United player. I thought he did. I thought he was decent in the game.
Yes, he was.
Made some crucial blocks and interception, but unfortunately made that assist for João Moutinho. But then you can't blame this loss on Phil Jones. Overall, United were not at the races, and they haven't been since Ranić even took over. I mean, you thought you'd have seen a serious improvement.
The only thing I saw was when he played against Villarreal. You know, that was when Carrick. I mean, that brief space, like when I saw just that. That's the only game since. Yeah, that's Carrick. That's what I'm saying. Since under Ranić. But since Ole left, the only game I've seen United really played, I'm like, okay, this team can really play. Was that game they played against Villarreal? After that, I haven't seen any other game at all. Not even under Ranić, who wants to play high-pressing football. Now, you want to play high-pressing football. Do you have the personnel to play that?
Very, very good question. Very important question. So
if you don't have it, play to the strength of your team and win, which is more important.
Which I think you should do, especially with very little time to train and to implement this
because it's got 6 months.
That everyone has got to
1 month gone already.
Anyways, before we leave the Premier League, let's talk about Romelu Lukaku. Of course, finally, he's going to stay. Held talks with Thomas Tuchel yesterday. I think Lukaku has admitted that he should never have done that interview. And I think I'm not going to say everything is resolved now, Cecilia, because it's out there. Some of the things I said about Chelsea, about the coach, it's not going to disappear. It's going to be at the back of the minds of a lot of people that are connected to Chelsea.
He literally undermined the coach publicly, which you don't do as a player who just rejoined a club that you feel is your childhood club. You have unfinished business,
a lot of
fanfare and everything, and you were really happy with this is home. And now, few months into your journey, the team, not even up to just August, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
January transfer window. How many months later, and then you're having an interview undermining the coach? I think that's really not too good. But I'm happy that I came out to say, look,
He's admitted it's a mistake.
He's admitted it's a mistake. So hopefully they move on from there. But the good news is that he's going to be staying at Chelsea after the talk with Tuchel and the hierarchy from the club. He won't be moving to Inter Milan in January transfer window.
No chance.
So you're staying put, and if you don't play, so keep short and just keep training.
Keep working, get into the team. I mean, you don't dictate the system and the formation to the coach. You're just a player. You're supposed to just turn up and try to execute
turn up and play whenever you have the opportunity to do so.
Your coach's tactics and formation. All right, guys, so expect to see Romelu Lukaku back in the lineup. That's going to be in the EFL Cup semi-final against Tottenham. Reunion with Antonio Conte.
That'll be a perfect day. Let's see if there's going to be hugs.
Of course. All right, guys, let's take a look at the papers now, Cecilia, before we close the show.
Okay, I think we're going to talk about your Ferran Torres going back to Barcelona.
Yeah, but we knew that all along. So
just unveiling him.
There you go.
Yeah, right there.
I think it's a good signing.
You know one thing I love about Barcelona unveiling is usually the crowd that comes out.
Yeah, but I don't see no crowds here this time around.
And then some of them are because of COVID, so they had to reduce it.
We're living in very interesting times. But I think it's a good signing. Ferran Torres, young, good winger, come forward, will get better, has a great upside. We've seen it in a few games he's played for Manchester United, can play as a winger and can also play as a false nine as well. So I think they've got a good deal there. Very interesting to see how he helps Barcelona get into the top four before the La Liga ends at the end of the season. Let's take a look at the papers now before we close the show. We've got three. Sporting Sun, Complete Sports,
and Sporting Life.
Right.
Okay, I'll start with, you have Sports
I've got
with
Son, yeah, but you
Okay.
start with Complete Sports.
All right, I'll start with Complete Sport right now. Ahmed Musa arrived as, 14 Eagles. Now we have 23 Eagles in camp. So this evening we should be having 23 Eagles training. Hopefully we can have 28 on 27 later in the day. Manchester United disunited. Okay, that's what
that's what it is.
They consider just one late goal, so that's so bad. But then the style of play, Conte relishing emotional Chelsea return. Yes, Lukaku, Chelsea, everything. We can't wait for that to happen. Eboe to join Eagles in Garoua. Okay, after January 6th. Wow. Interesting.
Tyron,
so it's going to be, Tyron Eboe
so
flying
they talked about
straight to Cameroon.
So they talked about Tyron having to play one more game in Syria. Before Syria is just going to start. So we'll see.
Senegal for first AFCON glory. Of course he would do that. After all, during their team, the golden era, they couldn't even win it. So hopefully with the money and this present crop, they've got to take the chance.
Yeah, they've got to take that chance because it's the golden generation. They don't want to go before without winning the AFCON. Let's go on to Sporting Sun now. Or do you have anything else there?
This one coming from Akbala saying that Egoven has a team better than that of 1994 and 2013 AFCON winning squad.
That's debatable. That's debatable. Anyways, let's go to Sporting Sun. Indeed, in Wobi, Ighalo, it's Eagles camp. They're in camp already. CR7 instills the oxygen chamber in his mansion. Of course, CR7. Mbappe to cost Real Madrid 21 million euros per season. Of course, he's going to earn a lot of money playing at the Bernabeu. Taiwo Awoniyi targets AFCON glory with Super Eagles. PSG Real drop out of Pogba chase. Where's Pogba going to be playing next season? We'll see about that.
All right, the last one is Sporting Life here. 5 days to AFCON. Eagles get camp rules. What are the rules? Players to wear white and black, officials green and black inside the hotel. Training attire is green and black. Okay. All right, breakfast time and everything is right there on Sporting Life. Well, we got to go, Tayo.
Yes.
Abraham is involved in a car crash but escaped unhurt. Okay, good news.
Good news there.
Thank God. That story is not looking good at all. All right.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining and being a part of the show again. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salam.
I'm Cecilia Mongbe. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.